All aboard!
Hello and welcome to this edition of Shaky Hands Shed, and I'm doing my 2023 layout project, and this is episode 2, and I've actually made a start, what can you say? And it's gonna be, the layout is gonna be a version of where I worked in 1981, and yes, I have wood, and I'll be showing you what I'm doing with it later. But yeah, I had it delivered. The actual plywood came in 8-foot lengths, and the actual battening and everything came in astronomical lengths, so I cut it down outside to the sizes I wanted before bringing it up. And anyway, here's some stock I bought the other week for it. Pacers didn't run when I was there, but they may have done after, because they did Blackburn route. So I'll go with it, it's a pacer. In my day they were DMUs, so I'll be buying a couple of DM. I've got one, but I'll be buying a couple more. This isn't really the right time period, but seeing the Museum of Transport is only really round the corner from where I worked. It can go on the street. Here's the more typical buzz for the time period in the area. So I've got some of the vehicles for on it. And here Oxford's Ford Transit van. As luck would have it, it was yellow and black, and had evening news on, and that was the colours of the Manchester Evening News. So that's a lovely little model. Only thing is, I sprayed it, it's got overspray on. And I'm trying to get it off without damaging the paint and the lettering. It's just about worked. I've got some overspray on a few of these. I may just get some new ones instead. But it's usable, I might weather it. Next up, it's a Rover P6 V8 3.5 litre. You can tell it's the 3.5 by the twin bonnet bulges on the bonnet to account for the cylinder heads. And that's a Jag XK 120. That's actually HO scale. It's one I bought in Germany in about 1978. And I'm cleaning the cab up, there's always room for a cab. Getting the overspray off, it looks like it had measles. And I bought this one because there was a disused building and yard across the road from us, and there was a derelict Ford custom cab, the D series, in the yard. I'm gonna strip it down, strip the paint off, and repaint it as the one in the yard. I'm gonna heavily weather it and stuffing, etc. But it was a white one, so it'll be getting done white. It must have been the company's truck when the building got abandoned and they just left the truck there. A couple of cars. In the 2 years I worked at the signal box, well, 2, nearly 3, I never saw anybody come to do anything with the vehicles. Sad really, because one were quite a nice Morris Minor Traveller, and it were just left inside a derelict building. Doors open, nobody had touched it, amazingly, nobody had vandalised it, because I used to disappear over occasionally and do a bit of urban exploring, having a look inside the derelict buildings, what were in there. And in one of the buildings it was just chocker with trucker and oil filters, so they must service trucks. It looked like a gatehouse, the actual building, so that's going to be depicted in it. Most of my buildings on the layout will have to be scratch built. And here, where I'm assembling the boards, I've got a electric screwdriver, make the job easier, because I have carpal tunnel and all sorts of ill health issues and shit, so I make the job easier. Can't beat having an electric screwdriver. And there we go, flipping over, doing the other side. I can't stress enough as well about buying decent quality materials for your baseboard when you set off building it. Don't bother with fibreboards and stuff, because they won't get decent marine ply. It's more expensive, but you see so many good layouts, like Everard Junction had the problem, he had to strip down and start again because his baseboards weren't good quality underneath. He'd used fibreboards, so it's worth just that bit extra for boards built. Just build it once, in effect. Anyway, here I sawed most of my wood a little bit over the size that I wanted, with the intention of cutting it down to fit. Here I'm using a T-square to make sure it's level. Then instead of going to my vise, I do it in my hand. What a champ. Sorry, I meant chump. But it fits okay, I love it. Well, I say it fits okay. I'm marking it up again and cutting it again, so I mustn't have been over happy. But as well, all the baseboards are screwed and glued. Like you say, if I'd have took it to me vise there, I've cut it a little bit on an angle, it don't matter, because it'll get glued together and screwed together. But I could have avoided it by doing it in the vise properly. And here we are, just brushing the PVA glue on where it all touches. And what I do, I get one screw in to sort of line it all up, and get one screw in to hold it, and then you start putting your others in, lining it up and zipping them in. There we are, I'm working a bit further up. just out of shot, but I'm only doing the same thing. Gluing and screwing. There we go, measuring again with a set square. Make sure you've got correct angles, then sew it again by hand. Fits nice anyway. Again, brush on the PVA. Shuffle back, check where it is. Hey, get in ya. And here we go. I've got one of my first trains running. Well, the first train running on it. It was one of this week's purchases. It was really weird how it set about, really. Because I went to East Lancs Railway last week. And I was looking round the shop for something. There were a couple of quid to make up my purchases to a tenner. And I got some nameplates and I couldn't read them. And I said, what are them? And Roger, the guy at the East Lancs Railway, he went, oh, it's a Deltic, it's Meld. I went, right, fair enough. So I said, chuck them in and I'll make it up. And anyway, this week I went to a friend's model shop. And I was looking around for cheap locos for restoring and tidying up. And I just spotted it on the end. My eye got drawn to it and I said, how much do you want for the Lima Deltic? So he said, I think I've got 45 on it. So I snapped his hand off for it. Because I run it in his shop, he has a layout. In his shop, I run it in his shop, and it's a nice runner. So I went, sod it, give it here. And there we go. I'll probably give it, well, it's coming up soon. I'm going to give it a service, put its nameplates on and give it a light weathering. But yeah, I've got my first board up now, and that's 5 foot by 4 foot. So I've another 2 boards to make now to take it up to 15 foot by 4 foot, and then I can start playing with the track and seeing if my ideas will work out, rather than doing it on Track Planner or anything. I'm just going to get the points and stuff and work out how it'll go down, how it works out. And this loco's are very old, class 59 of Lima. I bought it many moons ago, but it's a cracking little runner. It needs a good service anyway. There's where we are up to now. Thank you for watching, most appreciated. If you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, why the hell not? And all that remains to say is, tatty pie, everybody!